Hey everybody, welcome back to the island. We've already done the review of the PP Patrol, Python Patrol. Now it's time for Tiger Force. Now I've already done the review on the Tiger Force Outback, which I think is one of the best figures out there. There's just something about this good-looking dude, that gray hair, all of the detail they put in, that Cincinnati Bengal-looking tiger on his chest, the orange, the camouflage, everything. It's just a home run figure. But since I did receive Tiger Force Duke, Recondo, and Bazooka, I had to get the group together so that we could at least see them, these handsome devils, and how they look. Let's get started into the review. We're going to do a quick review of Bazooka, and then we'll go into Recondo and then the Tiger Force Duke. This is our first look at the Bazooka figure that will be coming out with Tiger Force as well as in the main line. Great head sculpt for Bazooka. Just awesome. That Tom Selleck 1980s Magnum PI mustache on there is just awesome. The helmet fits on pretty nice. This gives me almost the feel of the 50th anniversary Bazooka, the Night Ops mission, I believe, where he was in the baby blue, blown up into the 6-inch version. So a lot of the same details that you'll see here, from the belts, the pants, of course, with those tiger stripes on it, down to the boots. I do like that they've gotten rid of the metal shin guards, different things like that. The only complaint I have is it's with anybody that has a backpack without shoulder straps. He just has a t-shirt, but the original Bazooka was the same thing, but I guess it's okay with this one too. Hopefully Gridiron comes out with something. With the backpack, it does have some nice detailed sculpt on it. The satchels, the rockets do fit into the top of the backpack, peg in there, and then they clip right back. With the Bazooka itself, pretty nice feature that it comes with. Let me get out of his hand. Come on, Bazooka, cooperate with me here. Pretty nice detail on it. It does have the offset handle here to make holding it for the figure easier. Get it to focus here. Nice detail on the side, a little padding there. And then one other cool feature is for the back, if you want to load it, it does twist to the side. This also does peg off. It is just a little peg on the back of it. And as you can see, it pegs right in. Those rockets do fit either into the front or the back. They just slide right in. Sometimes it is a little bit difficult to get those out after you've done it, but you can also put them in through the top. The rocket does stick out a little bit, though, at the top. But again, this is nice because it gives you that, come on, let's focus, that play feature where you can have that, where that rocket is coming out, different things like that. So just a nice feature overall for this. The figure does hold the rocket pretty well because of this offset handle. The strap is a little bit of a harder plastic. It's not as flexible as what maybe some of the other ones in the past were, but it's still just a cool feature. Again, the figure, come off the stand, does come with the double jointed knees, so you do get the flexibility from there. You have the rocker pin on the foot. These are tighter, which are good. I know with the initial Breaker figure, his ankles were loose, so it was a kind of a pain to get him to stand. He does have the diaphragm joint, I believe, instead of the classic ab cut joint, which is kind of nice for this particular figure. Also with the Joes, they have the crunch at the waist as well, too. Double jointed elbows, gets great flexibility for Bazooka. He is on the dumbbell joint for the neck as well as the head, and overall just a really good figure. I do kind of like the colors too. Again, I know I said in the Python Patrol I was not a big fan of Tiger Force or Python Patrol. Being a kid of the 80s, seeing Joe's when they first came out, seeing them in some of the different colors, just, I don't know if it was just snobbiness or what, just didn't set well with me, I guess. But having these figures in hand with the different colors It really doesn't bother me. I like the green that they've used for the lower body, the torso and the legs. That yellow is kind of a off-colored yellow, darker mustard almost. So it just looks good with how they have it. I'm pretty happy with this line. It was one I wasn't thinking I was going to buy, but I'm kind of glad I've picked them up. So let's look at Recondo. Recondo, your jungle trooper specialist. Again, we'll start with his backpack. Just a ton of detail on the backpack. You see the canteen, the rolled up sleeping wrap, side pouches, all of that good stuff as well too. Just a lot of cool different features on there for Recondo. He also comes with the web gear, which if you can see, does have the pistol holster here. Probably one of the best pistol holsters I've seen for a chest, for an upper body, on any figure really. If you remember the 50th anniversary Night Force Falcon, he did have that little piece for the shirt that was a separate piece that would come down and slide up and down. Recondo does have that for this particular figure as well, so it does kind of move around, but you can get into position. You probably could even glue it if you wanted to. Just one little nitpick I have on it. He does come with a machete style knife and a sheath on his leg, which is pretty cool. It does also come with pouches, as you can see, all the way around. And then, of course, the green with the tiger stripes. He has more stripes on his legs than what Bazooka does, but I think it's still pretty cool. The hat, the Australian style hat that you see, of course, Recondo has that killer mustache that we all remember from the first figure that he came with. He has a little bit longer hair in the back, a little bit of like a ducktail mullet type of situation going on there. But overall, pretty good head sculpt. Paint apps, the eyes, the printing, all look pretty good. He does have a rifle. I'm sure this is based off of some real world weapon. But again, it is G.I. Joe. It is a made up line, so could be just a toned down AR-15 or something. But it does have some of the wraps that we've seen in some of the other guns on the handles, also on the barrel itself. Get this to focus. Some great detail on it. It is in that softer plastic, so it does have a little bit more flexibility. It is a smaller rifle, so it does fit into his hands pretty good. He can get into some pretty good poses with it. Of course, getting into any type of shots that you may see. The 30th anniversary Recondo, the Pursuit of Cobra line, I thought was one of the better Recondo figures that we had seen. Came with some new accessories, that solar powered trap or whatever it was, but just some of the weapons, the different things. But I'm pretty happy with this Recondo as well too. He's a pretty sexy beast, so sorry for the shaking. But overall, just a really nice figure. The hat I really appreciate. Just adds a little bit more character to the aesthetic of Recondo. Of course, with the black shirt, the green pants. I can't wait to see him in his regular release version, where we'll get that more kind of classic look to him. So, and then finally, the one figure I wasn't sure I would really care for. The Ram Cycle is pretty awesome, the first one they did. So let's start with that. One of the things that I kind of was worried about is the red that you see here on the cycle looked pink. And I know with the G.I. Joe Collectors Club, they'd come out with, I believe it was the Tomahawk and a couple other vehicles for one of the convention exclusives, and it looked pink. This is a maroon color, so that it adds a little bit more depth and a contrast to the rest of the bike, but I'm glad that it's not that pink color. It's the same construction that you had with the original Ram. The sidecar comes off into 3 pieces. The Gatling gun just sits right in there, just like it did with the other, the original Ram when that came out. So you can take it out as a separate weapon if you would like. It does clip together. Really nice construction on the original Ram cycle itself. The cycle does have a few more paint apps than what came before, of course, because of the Tiger deco here. One of the things when I first saw this, I wish they would have put this up here somehow, because it does look a little bit weird with how that it's set up. But seeing it on the bike now, I'm just used to it or what, but I'm okay with it. I think it would still look a little bit better up here, but I get why they would have to put it there to make it look good. Paint apps on it are pretty nice. The whites then fading into that orange, into the yellow, and then of course with the tiger stripes, you have your silver here, the brake calipers. So overall, the engine detail for the paint, home run on this. Great use of a repainted item for reuse, which again, this is the Duke. You can see it is the repaint of the very first Duke that we received. He has the shin guards still, the knee pads, went from gold to green. Same weapons holsters, the belt, the sash that you see here, the backpack, all of it is reuse. This is the gun from Stalker, so the only difference from what he originally had, which was that laser rifle, and the paint apps on the watch, gloves, all of that. The darker greens with the reds, and of course he does have the orange pants with the black tiger stripes. I do hope we get to see a new Duke figure somewhere down the line. Just something more looking like his original look, maybe with a little bit of an older face sculpt, if we could get that. There's nothing really wrong with this Duke. I like it. I've used it for a number of customs, so I will have to say that, I don't hate this Duke, but I just think if we could get a little bit of an older looking Duke, it would be better. So again, overall, with the Tiger Force, I have to admit I've become a fan of it. I get it now. I get why so many folks did like the Tiger Force vehicles, the action figures, all of them as a whole when they were growing up. It's a fun subgroup to have. Some of the choices that they've picked for the figures I think are pretty good. I think Outback, of course, Recondo, Duke, you can't go wrong with. I would like to see who are some of the other characters that they're thinking about coming out with into Tiger Force. Again, these are Target exclusive here in the States, Toys R Us in Canada. For the rest of the world, I believe they get them off of Pulse. Quantities have been better than what they were in the past for the Target exclusive Viper Island, as now we're moving into Tiger Force and Python Patrol. But overall, pretty happy with this sub-team. Pretty happy with these figures. Hope the line continues and we get to get more and more of these figures. Maybe some of the harder to find ones. Let's get those Dreadnoks filled out. That would be awesome. But again, thank you everyone for subscribing. You guys are all legends. Thank you for all the support that you've given us. And hopefully we'll continue to put out more of these videos. I'm going to try to do a better job. But thanks again, everyone. We'll talk to you all soon.